What's up, 12s? This is Victor, and you're locked into Seahawks Nation Update, the home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. And I'm telling you right now, this offseason just took a dramatic turn. We could be on the verge of losing our Super Bowl MVP. Our Offensive Player of the Year wants to reset the market. And now Seattle is being linked to one of the most explosive, controversial, game-breaking receivers of this generation. This is not normal offseason noise. This is franchise-altering stuff. Let's start with the bombshell. Our Super Bowl MVP running back, the 25-year-old who carried this team through the playoffs after Zach Charbonnet went down, is being projected as a perfect fit for an AFC contender that desperately needs a rushing identity. This is a team that finished 22nd in rushing last season. A team with a young franchise quarterback who was left exposed in the divisional round because defenses didn't respect their ground game. A team that believes adding one dynamic runner could unlock their entire offense. And now analysts are connecting the dots. If that franchise opens the checkbook, are we really prepared to watch our postseason hero walk out the door? He elevated his value at the exact right time, dominated under pressure, delivered when it mattered most. Free agency starts March 11th. The calls are coming. And this isn't just about money. It's about how the Seahawks define this championship window. Now let's talk about the other side of the offense. Our 119-catch, 1,793-yard, 10-touchdown superstar wide receiver, the Offensive Player of the Year, has made it clear he believes he deserves to be the highest-paid wideout in football. And when you look at the market set by Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, he's not crazy. He carried this offense, built instant chemistry with Sam Darnold, thrived after Seattle moved on from veteran stars. If Seattle extends him, we're talking $41–43 million per year. That's quarterback territory. But here's where things get wild. Seattle is now being linked to an 8-time Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion, a receiver with over 11,000 career yards and more than 80 touchdowns, a player who, even at 32, still forces defensive coordinators to redesign their coverage sheets. You already know who I'm talking about. This is the kind of player who changes spacing the moment he steps on the field, the kind of speed that tilts coverage, the kind of presence that stops defenses from living in double RWR1 every snap mode. The question isn't whether he's talented. The question is, are the Seahawks ready to make a calculated, high-variance swing while they still have cap flexibility? Because this isn't just about adding a name, it's about choosing a direction. Lane A, push the chips in. Add a vertical nightmare to pair with our superstar and make this offense unguardable. Lane B, spread the money, trust the draft, and build depth instead of headlines. And don't forget, all of this is happening while we're trying to decide whether to re-sign our Super Bowl MVP running back. This is a balancing act. Cap management, risk tolerance, championship urgency. So I need to hear from you 12s. Do we pay our Offensive Player of the Year whatever it takes? Do we let our Super Bowl MVP test the market? And would you take the gamble on that electrifying veteran receiver? If you're a real Seahawks fan, if that Lombardi trophy still gives you chills, smash that like button right now. And subscribe to Seahawks Nation Update because we're pushing for 2,000 subscribers, and only true 12s are helping us get there. Now stay with me, because we're about to break down the cap numbers, the contract strategy, and what this all means for the future of the Seattle Seahawks. Let's start with the big one. Kenneth Walker III, our Super Bowl MVP, is heading toward free agency, and he's already being named a top fit for the Houston Texans. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even like reading that sentence. Walker just carried this team through the postseason. After Zach Charbonnet went down with that season-ending knee injury, it was all K9. And what did he do? He elevated his value. He showed explosion, he showed vision, he showed clutch performance on the biggest stage. That's how you cash in. Why Houston makes sense? Unfortunately. Let's be real. The Texans struggled on the ground last season. They finished 22nd in rushing. They leaned on a rookie and a declining veteran. They couldn't protect or support C.J. Stroud consistently, and it showed in the playoffs. Kenneth Walker in that offense? That's dangerous. He's 25 years old. He's explosive. He's proven under pressure. If Houston throws a massive offer at him, he owes it to himself to listen. That's the business side of the NFL. But here's the Seahawks reality. If Walker leaves, Seattle pivots back to Charbonnet, assuming he's fully healthy. But here's the problem. We don't know when Charbonnet will be 100%. Knee injuries for running backs are serious. And you don't casually replace a Super Bowl MVP. Walker isn't just production, he's identity. He's tone-setting physicality. He's momentum-changing explosiveness. Letting him walk would change this offense dramatically. Meanwhile, JSN wants top money. As if that wasn't enough, Jackson Smith-Njigba has made it clear he believes he deserves to be the highest-paid wide receiver in the NFL. And after his 2025 season, 1,793 receiving yards, 119 catches, 10 touchdowns, Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion. He's not wrong. He's not demanding. He's not causing drama. He's simply stating value. And when elite players hit that level, the market moves. If Seattle extends him now, we're talking potentially $40+ million per year territory. That's franchise-defining money. The big question, can we pay both? This is where it gets complicated. You can't pay everyone top-of-market deals. Running back contracts are tricky. Wide receiver contracts are exploding, and you still have defensive stars to consider. This front office just proved they can build a championship roster. But sustaining one? That's the hard part. Do you pay the 25-year-old Super Bowl MVP running back? Lock in your 1,700-yard superstar receiver? Or strategically choose one and reload through the draft? That decision defines whether this is a one-year peak or the start of something bigger. My honest take: if I had to choose, you prioritize the elite wide receiver entering his prime. That's long-term value. Running backs are incredible, and Walker is special. But historically, big second contracts at that position are risky. That doesn't mean I want him gone. It means this front office has to be cold, calculated, and championship-focused. And if Walker walks to Houston, I'll thank him for the Lombardi. But I'll trust the plan. Now I want to hear from you 12s. Do you re-sign Kenneth Walker III no matter what? Or do you prioritize locking up JSN long-term? Can we realistically afford both? Drop your takes in the comments. All right, I need everybody to lock in for this one, because the Seattle Seahawks, fresh off a Super Bowl run, have just been linked to an 80-plus touchdown, Super Bowl-winning wide receiver ahead of free agency. Yeah, we're talking about Tyreek Hill. Before we break this down, smash that like button if you're a real Seahawks fan. And if you believe this front office is cooking up something special for another championship run, subscribe right now and help us hit 2,000 subscribers. Only true 12s are joining this movement. Why is Seattle even in this conversation? According to League Buzz, Seattle is one of the teams that should give Hill a look once free agency opens. Now let's be clear, this isn't about desperation. We just watched Jackson Smith-Njigba explode into superstardom. 119 receptions, 1,793 yards, 10 touchdowns, Offensive Player of the Year. Built instant chemistry with Sam Darnold, JSN became that guy. So why even consider Tyreek Hill? Because defense is adjusted. Late in the season, teams started living in JSN first mode. Bracket coverage, safety help over the top, tilting the field his way. We still won, but you could see it. What Tyreek Hill would change Hill, even at 32 years old, is still one of the most spacing-altering receivers in football. Career numbers: 819 receptions, 11,363 yards, 83 touchdowns, 8 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs. He doesn't just produce. He warps coverage. You put Hill on one side and JSN on the other? Defenses can't double both. You can't roll safety help everywhere. You can't sit in comfortable coverages. Hill stretches vertically. JSN destroys the intermediate game. Play action becomes lethal. Motion packages become nightmares. From a pure football standpoint, the fit is obvious. But here's the risk: Hill turns 32 on March 1st. Speed-based receivers at that age? That's risky territory. And then there's the medical question. If Seattle does this, it won't be reckless. This front office doesn't overpay blindly. A Seahawks-style contract would likely look like short-term, 1-year or flexible 2-year, per-game active bonuses, incentives tied to production, workout reporting bonuses, protections if he's not fully healthy. That's how you swing big without mortgaging the future. The bigger team-building question. This isn't just about Tyreek Hill. This is about philosophy. Lane A. Add a premium veteran WR2 to maximize this championship window right now. Lane B. Spread money across depth, draft another explosive piece, and trust development. We've seen Seattle be aggressive before. We moved on from older receivers. We challenged JSN to be the guy. He responded with 1,793 yards. Now the question is, do we double down and make this offense unstoppable? Imagine this. It's 3rd and 7. Defense shifts coverage to JSN. Hill motions across the formation. Linebackers hesitate. Safeties cheat. Darnold reads it instantly. Boom. Explosive play. That's the ceiling. But again, it has to be the right price. You don't pay star money for inactive Sundays. My honest take: If the medicals check out, if the structure protects the team, if it's short-term and incentive-heavy, I'd do it. Because championship windows don't stay open forever. You don't play scared when you're defending a title. You play aggressive. You apply pressure. You force the league to adjust to you. And Tyreek Hill next to JSN? That forces the league to panic. Now I want to hear from you 12s. Would you sign Tyreek Hill? Is he the perfect complement to JSN? Or do we build through the draft instead? Drop your takes in the comments. And again, if you're a real Seahawks fan who believes we're building something special, hit that like button and subscribe right now. Let's push past 2,000 subscribers and build the strongest Seahawks community out there. This is Victor, Seahawks Nation Update. Champions, and maybe not done making noise. Go Hawks!